Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Debra Eckerling, author, goal strategist, book proposal specialist. My books include Your Goal Guide, a roadmap for setting, planning, and achieving your goals, and 52 Secrets for Goal Setting and Goal Getting. Basically, you can't reach your goals on your own. You need your people. So every week, I bring together some of my people, and unless it's on purpose, they don't know each other. And today, I've got three powerhouse women. It is, okay, if you're watching this live, or on Monday, it is the day after International Women's Day. If you are listening to this as the GoalChat podcast, it is Thursday or later, but it's Women's History Month. It's Women's Month. It's all about empowering ourselves. And what is one thing women do a lot? Wing it. I'm sure men do as well. But for the purposes of this conversation, let's just say that we are very good at being flexible and taking things as it comes and really doing what it is we need to do to get who we are and our message out there. And I've got such a great panel today. We have Bobbie Carlton from Innovation Women, who is, by the way, one of my secret keepers, which I'm sure you will touch upon at some point, because speaking it. Okay, no spoilers. I also have with me Shaena Harrison, who I met through Jillian Forrest, and who is normally on the other side of the world, but is only on a little bit further side of the world today. I'll let her explain. And Erin Keating, who I met through the Power Ladies, which is a wonderful women's networking group in LA, expanding everywhere, elsewhere, all at once. And I was just on she just interviewed me for her organization, which is the Broad Collective. So we've got just this, not just power women and powerful women, but women making things happen for themselves and other people around them. And now that I've over-introduced you all, I will let you introduce yourselves better, because I know I miss things in my gushing. Bobbie, why don't we start with you? Who are you?
Oh gosh, I have many jobs. So I usually explain it this way. My day job is I run a PR and marketing firm. My night job is Innovation Nights, which is a social media powered event. The idea there is to use social media to help support local entrepreneurs. And we have launched over 1,500 of them in the Boston area over an 11-year period. And Innovation Women, which is my dream job. And but wait, there's more. I also acquired two additional companies during the early days of the pandemic because pandemic retail therapy. So you may have bought curtains. I bought two additional companies. Back to you, Deborah.
Yeah, and I start podcasts. I start podcasts the way that you start companies. And we've got John Chen, who is one of the male allies of Innovation Women watching live. And I think you are the reason that I met John Chen.
We're
So
fans, Bobbie.
let's say hello to John, and
Hi, John.
let's bring Shaena over to say hi and share who. And Shaena is a professional wingwoman, and she is the one who inspired this specific topic. So welcome, Shaena.
Thank you. And as I said, I'm currently in London, UK. Hence the reason it's 11 p.m. here. But normally I'd actually be in Stockholm, Sweden. So this is actually an hour earlier when we first agreed to do this. I'm like, oh yay! I don't have to stay up super late. But
Just
I
late,
still am in. I'm still in bed, but I'm still in bed. But this is I was saying, this is authentic podcasting. Like, this is where it really happens. This is not a fake background. But hi. So yeah, I'm Shaena, originally from Canada. So I always love to joke. So I'm a recovering event producer, turned professional wing woman. And my brain does the weird thing when you go, oh, do you know someone that does that? I'm like, yeah, I know who you need to meet. Just like how Jillian did when she put all of us together saying we need to meet. And so I've turned it into a profitable business now, and have wing people all over the world that basically get inserted into events and help. We design what happens between people. So that's me.
Wonderful. And I love, so Bobbie knows Jillian, and you know Jillian, but you and Bobbie are just meeting today. And that's just how we roll, right? I love when those connections happen, and thrilled to have you here.
Thank you.
And Erin, and I will also say the other really funny thing about Erin, I don't know why this is not flipping. Maybe I need to not talk while I'm trying to play squares. There we go. There we go. Yes. So we were actually at a singles event with no men, and we ended up chatting, and then we.
It's the best place to meet people.
Best place to meet other women for sure.
Yes, definitely.
Erin, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me here, Debra, and so great to be here with Shaena, with you, and with Bobbie. I'm Erin Keating. I am the co-founder of Broad Collective. So what is Broad Collective other than a pun on the word broad? It is a membership network for professional women who are pivoting to self-employment in midlife. So my experience is that I was a career television executive and television producer, and worked for networks and production companies, and even made short form mobile series at Snapchat, and won all the awards and did all the things. And then blew my life up at about 50, got divorced, changed my career, really sort of on the heels of getting sick with COVID and realizing life is finite, and you got to do life for you the way you need to do it. And so I've been on a journey of reinvention for the last several years. Of course, the first thing I did was start a podcast, like you do. And I figured I could make television shows. I've been doing that for years. And then that podcast was sort of similar to television without video. Apparently now it's television, because it's non-union television seems to be the model. So I made a podcast called Hotter Than Ever, where I really took on what it is to invent the second half of your life, to be more satisfying, more fulfilling, sexier, more connected. And through that podcast, I met and interviewed. I did 135 episodes so far, and I met and interviewed so many extraordinary women who were experts in their fields. And I saw that there was a sea change happening for us professionally, where people were pivoting from conventional careers into self-employment and building brands that no one has ever heard before. Kind of like Shaena, you, for example, when I read what you do and you call yourself a wingwoman, I love that. I love a self-invented professional next chapter. So we're in the business of helping people build audiences and revenue through content marketing, and connecting with each other, supporting each other, and helping each other grow through practical solutions.
Love it.
And that is how we do things. But I also remember that after you had interviewed me, I said, "Oh, you need to meet Bobbie Carlton of Innovation
100%.
Women." And then I'm like, "I'll just invite her on the show."
I love it.
Easy peasy.
Perfect.
This is without a doubt
The
my
best
favorite way to network, is throwing people together who need to know each other.
But I can already see you're a professional at this curation. I can see it already. Well done.
We have fun.
Women have fun. We like each other. It's a myth that we don't, you know?
And I think so. And this seems to come up in conversation a lot. It's not a competition, it's elevation. When you elevate yourself, when you elevate the people around you, you elevate yourself. Yeah. And one thing, and this is very funny because Erin and Bobbie said yes without really knowing the topic. It is winging it, which, as I said, I feel like we're especially accustomed to doing, but I feel like we need a definition. So, Bobbie, what does winging it mean to you? Or do you not want me? I love the eye roll. Or do you want me to go to someone else first?
I feel like we should absolutely have Shaena, because this
first.
is her job.
I have two definitions though then.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah.
So I have the professional one is, have you met? That is what winging it is, being a professional conversation facilitator and making sure people connect, in a more, I guess, relevant way. But like the real way of winging it to me is just basically rolling with the punches. Like, let's just wing it, right? Like, go with the
Yes.
flow.
Yes. Which is why live video is so much more fun, I think, than pre-record, because, this is my only live show. My others are pre-records, but that's part of the fun of doing this, is you get to see what happens. But rolling with it, definitely winging it. Bobbie, are you ready to answer?
Yeah, and it's interesting. I actually talk a lot about winging it in terms of the difference between how introverts and extroverts deal with public speaking.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to being an extrovert, you've probably been told your whole life that you would make an excellent public speaker, right? And as an introvert, I was never told that. So, as an introvert, I am decidedly less inclined to wing it when it comes to being on stage at conferences and events. I practice, I know what I'm going to say. And I tend to find that more extroverts, this is not true of every extrovert, so extroverts don't hate me. Extroverts are more likely to wing it when it comes to being on stage at conferences and events, which is, I hate to say it, one of the reasons that I always appeal to introverts. And I'm like, introverts, you need to be on stage because you are more likely than extroverts to practice, to know exactly how long your presentation is going to be. And you are the person that keeps conferences and events on time.
Oh, those are my favorite kind of people. The on-time people.
Yes, on time people.
Yeah.
So I once was invited to do a 7-minute presentation, and I was one of 4 speakers. And the first speaker got up and she started presenting. At approximately 11 minutes, and mind you, we were all given 7 minutes, she looked up and said, "How are we doing on time?" Now, a 7-minute presentation is tight, right? You know exactly how long that's going to go. So at 11 minutes, she's looking up and going, "How long have I got?" And the producer is like, "Oh, no." And so the producer's like, "We really need to wrap it up," being kind. And the second speaker speaks up in front of the whole audience and says, "You can have some of my time."
Aww.
Producers behind me, like, absolutely just
Wring his
melting
neck.
down. Yes. So the second speaker, who, mind you, now the first speaker went to 15 minutes. So she is literally
Wow. Did
double.
she get her point across though?
No.
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. Second speaker gets up, and mind you, she just gifted to the first speaker her time.
Which means she should have said hello, goodbye.
Right. No. She was 10 minutes. So
Of course
she
she
was
was.
closer. So the producer looks at me and I look at the producer and I'm like, "How long do you need me to go?" And because I was prepared to chop. And
Hello, goodbye.
And she's like, "Please do your whole presentation. Everybody's here for you." I'm like, "Okay." So I'm like, "Well, just so you know, mine is 6 minutes, 45 seconds. And she's like, "Damn, girl." Right? Now, I went over by 10 seconds because I forgot to account for laughter.
Good.
But can you guess what the first 2 speakers were? Extrovert, extrovert.
Okay, as an extrovert,
Yeah, me too. I'm going to speak
Yeah,
for
I resemble that remark,
you.
but
you're probably better with time.
oh, I'm excellent at time. I could talk about books, goals, whatever the topic. I could do 5 minutes, I could do 10 minutes, I could do 20, I could do 4 hours. Just tell me how much time I got and I will fill it appropriately. But all those people, I went, and then we'll let Erin chime in. I was once, this is during the pandemic when everybody was doing workshops and summits, and I paired with this woman who went 45 minutes. We were doing an hour. It was supposed to be half and half.
Oh,
I did mine in 15 minutes. I was pissed, but I did mine in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Erin.
that's my feeling about winging it.
Yeah. I mean, my business partner's an introvert, and she gives a mean presentation because she's tight and she's lean and she's prepared. I come out of television and started as an actor and was in the comedy world for a long time. So that's like a blend of, you've got your tight five, you've got your set that you're going to audition for Conan with, or whatever the show is. And you get a light at 30 seconds before the end. So you got to know how to wrap it up. So there's like an awareness there, but it's also a blend. The comedy is sort of informs a lot of how I think about presenting and communicating. And it's a blend of being infinitely prepared, right? You've worked those jokes, that material, but then you're giving enough room for the improv, the winging it part of it, the looseness and the breath.
It's also about reading the room too, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And hearing kind of the give and take between the audience and the speaker, and how much of that prepared material are you going to get to? You've got to be willing and ready to pivot,
Okay,
Yeah.
so would that be your answer, being willing and ready to pivot?
You've got it on lock. You've got it prepared. And I do think just tying it to midlife women, which is like my world. We know what we fucking know. Excuse me. Am I allowed to curse? I don't know
Apparently.
if I would be able to not. Sorry. I'll try my best.
No, you did not hear last week. Keep going. You're fine.
We know what we know. We really do. We know it in our bones. We know it deep. And so I think when we're young, we have a lot more fear around raising our hands and speaking and saying what we think. We're more tentative. What I find so joyful and extraordinary about women in midlife is that we have some deftness around how and when to drop the wisdom. And it's there for us whenever we need it. So we're winging it, but
we're totally winging it.
Yeah. What?
Are you in the no fucks to give club yet?
Yeah, I have a thought about that. Which is it's not that we have no fucks left to give. It's that we want to be really judicious about where we put our fucks. We care so much. We just only want to do the things that mean something.
Exactly.
We're tired of giving it away.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes is the answer.
Bobbie, did you have something to add?
Oh no, she said it all.
Okay, so I think,
a member of the club.
Right? But I think the through line is when you are prepared, which we as women tend to do, whether we are introvert or extrovert, when you know who you are and what you're about, which is, again, why I love doing a live show. You can show up and speak your mind and be on message because you know who you are.
That's
you
right.
know your message to send to the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so it goes to the, I was going to say, what does it mean? Why wing it? I know that sounds like a really goofy question, but it feels like the appropriate follow-up. Why would you wing it?
Why would you?
Or why wouldn't you? Is the answer to why wing it is why wouldn't you?
I'm with you.
Okay, Bobbie, yes, please answer this question that I managed to say in such a weird way. No one else knows what I mean but you. Please go on.
No. I mean, why would you wing it? Especially me, not gonna lie, I'm the person that's like, don't wing it, people, be prepared. But if you are not prepared to wing it, you miss out on opportunities. And every opportunity that we don't take advantage of, could have been the opportunity, the thing that makes a difference in our lives, in our business. If I hadn't gone to the bar that night,
Mhm.
my husband and I would never have been, my 2 kids. Like, you look at all of these choices you make as a person, as a human, and the opportunities that you didn't get because you were scared, you were nervous, you were not prepared to wing it. And yes, winging it and being prepared do go together. And that's actually what what we were hearing earlier, which was you do have to be prepared to wing it from Erin. Erin was saying
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
is prepared, she is ready to wing it.
I have a fun story though, if I may, about winging it and like the being talking about like, designing your world. If you go down that door, through that door, will it lead you that way or that way? But and actually this is a TED story or a TEDx story. So I used to produce TEDx Stockholm, and it was the year of 2018. So it's the year of Greta Thunberg. So if you all know the world, the girl with the braids who changed the world. But my favorite part of that event was, if you've ever done, you know what it's like. You've done a TEDx talk, and Bobbie, I don't know if you guys have also done
Not
TEDx's.
yet.
No,
I did.
I did it, but I didn't have the experience most
you
people
didn't
have.
have the full experience, right?
Yeah.
So typically, it's when you get chosen to do a TEDx talk, it's about 6 to 8 months of preparation, right? Script writing, approvals. Like you don't get to just go up there and wing it. But obviously,
Unless you're
Bobbie did.
Bobbie Carlton.
Unless you're, well, or this other story. So we'd always have a dress rehearsal on the night before and then the live show the following day. And so we were doing the dress rehearsal, everyone's showing up, everyone's doing their thing. And all the talks have been done. Greta's up there preparing her. And we have 2 entertainment acts at the event. Now those at that time were just chosen. We saw someone cool out in the ecosystem, be like, would you like to do this? Come join us, right? And so I had chosen 2 different groups. One of them, unfortunately, when they 8 p.m. showed up, they hadn't showed up for the tech check yet. I got a phone call and somebody in their family had passed away. Like, family first, you go do you. Don't worry, we've got this. And then hang up the phone and going, oh shit, we have 10 minutes of TED time. What are we going to fill this with? Go to my team, like, okay, guys, we have a speaker. Like, we have a microphone and a monitor. That's it. Who do we know? And someone's like, oh, I know a jazz band. They can come. I'm like, microphone, monitor. That's it. Someone else is like, I have a friend that works at Sony in a band in Germany. They can fly them. I'm like, too risky. They're not going to be here in time. So meanwhile, I'm texting a person in my network and I'm like, is there any chance you're not touring the world and you can come do me a solid and play like a 10-minute guitar solo? Right? Send the message, and we're kind of all scrambling still trying to find the people. 10 p.m. rolls around. I get a message back. Oh, Shaena, great to hear from you. I didn't know you did TED. Actually, can you give me a call? I'm like, okay. Hey, what's up? He's like, I'd love to do TED, but guitar solos aren't 10 minutes long, right? I'm like, okay, but what can you do? Can I talk? Now, as I said, 6 to 8 months worth of preparation, scripting, approvals, da 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 da. We're at the 11th hour now. So I go down to my speakers team and I'm like, listen, I have a guy. I think you can do a thing. Like, can we make this happen? Like, can he talk? And she's like, as long as he doesn't sell anything from stage. I'm like, don't sell anything from stage, right? So the next day he comes. We have no idea what's going to happen. He does his sound check. The show goes live. We have no idea what he's going to speak about, right? And he does my favorite TEDx talk to this day. It was about practice, persistence, and patience, about visualizing your goals, about being in the wrong place at the wrong time. He's like, who would have thought I got a call to do a TED talk last night at 10 p.m.? Right? You know who he was? Do you guys know the Alice Cooper band? Like the Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
His name is Ryan Roxy. He's the lead guitarist in the Alice Cooper band. One of the most hired guns in the world. He plays with like Slash and all these other cool people. He just happens to live in Stockholm where I live. We just happen to both be North American. And I had met him a couple years prior. But talk about being ill prepared, but also like one of the best talks.
Wow.
But still winging it, right?
Wow.
So the answer is wing it, because why wouldn't you?
And because it leaves room for serendipity, right? Like, people always talk on a television set, or when you're making a film, or when you're in a play and you hear Broadway actors talk about it. You try to get it right. You try to do what the director said. You try to execute, exactly hit your marks, but sometimes the stumble leads to a discovery. Sometimes
didn't
the
Mary
mistake,
Curie,
right?
right?
Yeah.
Like, did
The
she
mistake
invent what,
becomes the
penicillin?
gift. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so great story. Shaena, do you want to actually answer the why wing it question?
Well, I'm the same. Like if we're talking about public speaking or the introvert extroverts or just the winging it in general, but I have two sides. Number one, just to the because I'm super extrovert. Like I'm not even on the scale extrovert. I think the more people I meet, my energy goes up. But I also did Toastmasters, and I also saw the back end production of TED. So I knew that when I was ever going to speak, I was going to come prepared with I worked with a coach and a script writer. Like we did everything together. So when I got up to do my first ever keynote, I nailed it. But if I am winging it, I tend to go off piste because I'm also undiagnosed ADHD. And if you tell the story like from A to Z to all over the place. So that's number one. But winging it, like why I think again back to the whole spontaneity thing about being able to it's a mix of improv and humor if you can use it to disarm and charm. Like that's honestly I think as we're going into the world of AI and automation even more, like these are the skills that we need to sort of retrain into people. Because I think a lot of it, especially the younger generation, don't necessarily have it anymore.
I did competitive public speaking all through college. Yes, that was my social life. Pause for the look of shock on everybody's faces, right? Because but anytime anyone asks me for advice for young adults, I say, get them talking. The younger you get people talking, the more comfortable they are, the better you can communicate verbally and on paper, the more likely you will succeed because you will be able to turn your thoughts into ideas, into action. So that's where I sit or stand on the whole talking thing. My TEDx was terrible. It's in my bio because it's a TEDx, but I did one of those during the pandemic TEDx's where my first draft was 18 minutes. No, Deb, it needs to be cut in half, which I did. But because I didn't need to be off book and because I felt I needed to do it verbatim, when Deb off the cuff is way better than Deb reading anything. So yeah, I say I have a TEDx, but you have to actually look to find it.
But you go do another one.
It's a goal. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you all the behind the scenes of how it all works for the applications and
I'm calling you Shaena.
yeah.
I want to do my second one with you.
Okay.
Awesome.
Field trip to Stockholm.
Yeah.
Oh, but I don't do TEDx anymore.
Okay.
I passed the baton in 2020. Just
Okay,
before
then.
just before COVID hit.
Okay, then we do not need a field trip that far. But
You can still go to Stockholm.
But I do. I feel like this is like a whole. Let's do like a TEDx band. Merry band of characters.
Euro trip.
This is very opposite the winging it conversation.
We are preparing
Seriously.
for our TEDx's. That's correct.
TEDx
think-
is about preparation.
Yes, but it is the through line. When you are prepared, you can wing it.
Yep.
When you are not prepared, your wing it could what?
I don't know. I can go very ill prepared into a situation and still wing it.
I think the right people with the right foundation can wing it. Erin was earlier talking about her background, in stand-up and comedy, improv, all of these things. They give us the tools we need to be able to wing it.
Right. And it's like prepare. Like say you have a monologue to do in a show, you memorize, you prepare, you rehearse, you work with your director. And then when it comes time to do it, you throw it away. You throw away all the preparation and just try to show up and be present and trust that it's in your body and trust that you know it so you don't have to labor it.
So you just really predicted my next question, which is how do you wing better?
Yeah. Prepare to throw it away. Yeah.
Okay. So, Bobbie, let's follow this thread for a second. So what sort of tools do you think people need to wing better? Is it the skill set or is it the know thyself part?
I think there's a lot more to it than that, actually,
Please.
because I'm a public relations person. And one of the things that I do is I work with clients who are deeply in crisis. And for a lot of them, it's the preparation of messaging that they know so well that they open their mouth and the words just come out. Even when they are in crisis, even when there is panic. I don't know if you even know this about me, Deb, but I did PR for passengers on the Diamond Princess in February 2020. When you heard about COVID first, you probably heard about it through a story I placed.
I did
Wow.
not know that.
3,000 stories in 10 days from a ship just off the coast of Tokyo. And the idea was we would get enough coverage in the US that the US government would send planes to come and grab all the
Wow.
440 US citizens off the Diamond Princess.
And was it successful?
It was.
Wow. It's amazing what like a good story and right.
But
Yeah.
like one of the first things we did every morning when our clients woke up, and of course they're in Japan, so my timing and time zones during that 10-day period were really wonky. But the first thing we did every morning was agree on messages. These are your primary messages. I can't really prepare you for the 10 to 15 interviews you are going to do over the next few hours. But what I can do is make sure that you have a message that you are going to use as you wing it with all of those interviews.
Mm. Interesting.
So
I have so many
one-
questions. It's for another podcast.
So
What was that?
I have so many questions about what you just talked about for another podcast.
I want to hear all the Princess PR stories. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I got stories for the ages.
That's
That's why
book.
Deb keeps having me back. This
Well,
is not my
and-
first rodeo here.
No, and you're so generous with your time. And I literally could place you every single week, probably just about
Maybe you should have a co-host.
on the show. I love that I get to mix and match people. And we did, I think the first year that Bobbie was on, we had her on the same panel. And then one person dropped and the other person dropped, and we've just been mixing and matching you with people ever since. That's why it's fun, because then you get to meet new people. Absolutely.
I may be an introvert, but I love meeting new people.
That is an oxymoron.
I just have to go off and find my little forest afterwards.
Yeah, I was just
your recharge space. Yeah.
Someone told me that the difference between an introvert and an extrovert is that the introvert needs to go sit. Was this you, Bobbie? the introvert takes more recovery time, whereas the extrovert, they just need to be around more people.
It really does come down to recovery.
Yeah.
I have stickers for my company that are social batteries that take you from green all the way to red. So I usually ask my clients, like, where are you? And then they'll point at
Okay, so what are your tips for winging better, Shaena?
Great questions. I'm actually going to put this into the professional context. So to be a wing person, which actually has a lot of PR baked into it, is to be a really good two parts. To do cross-facilitated introductions, right? Like as you're doing right now, Deb, right? You're introducing all of us. You're being a wing woman. But at the same time is being able to introduce somebody in a way that puts them in the right position in order to have the next conversation, right? And then again, being the good facilitator for doing. So winging better to me is like, how do we all teach people the skill, number one, to do cross-facilitated introductions, but also then to be like, oh, have you met Deb? Deb actually helps people, with their book proposals to make sure that they get self-published.
No, traditionally published.
Traditionally published. Shit. I was with you. I got lost in the self-publishing because, yeah, I'm pointing like you guys are both this way, by the way. So
No, it's sort of like if someone, there are two landmines you can step on with me. One is, say, Deb likes self-publishing, which is I self-published my first two. I know the power of trad, but the other landmine is SMART goals. If ever anybody, and this has happened on more than one occasions where people's written up their description of me talking and using SMART in there, and they get a very I think it's animated because, when you type emails, you're very animated in your head. I'm like, nope, I teach many things, but that is not one of them. It's Deb goals. Please and thank you. I'm sorry. Yes, have you met Deb? She is very pro-traditional publishing, making those right introductions. See? I brought it back. I always come back.
but that's also winging it right now because I'm, when you talk about yourself in a situation, you're pitching yourself. But if somebody else talks about you, it allows you to be. And again, you talked exactly about that, Bonnie, when I was watching your TED Talk, right? About because you were saying that you ran a community and you were helping that community basically be without. Well, I use the word wing people, but you were teaching them how to be ambassadors for what's happening in their community, right?
Yeah,
And then you said you got a phone
they're
call from
being PR
IBM.
people.
Exactly. But I said you got a phone call from IBM within a couple days.
Yep.
Like that's the skill set, right?
Yeah. And I think a lot of what we were doing with Innovation Nights, which is the topic of my TEDx, was basically replacing PR people. The idea was we could turn an entire community into a group doing public relations for local startups just by using their own social networks.
Yeah, no,
I
definitely.
I love that. I love the opportunity for amplification when you get a group of people together. And yeah, I mean, I love this sort of like communal PR.
We were also driving between 2 and 3 million views a month by using a social media amplification process.
That's amazing. Is it
Wow.
still effective today?
We're going to find out on April 15th because we're bringing
Okay.
Innovation Nights back after a 6-year hiatus.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah.
How
I
are you
can't.
doing in production mode?
Well, we sold out all 500 tickets.
Well done.
Amazing.
I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. I can't go out in public in the Boston area without somebody taking me aside and saying, when are you bringing Innovation Nights back? And I'm like, it's been 6 years. You need to move on.
Oh, but that's a good community.
It is.
Apparently, though,
Right.
you got the memo. I love being a West Coaster, but whenever I see you, Bobbie, I'm like, I have to go. I have to get on a plane at some point, right?
But I have a question. What is Innovation Nights? What is like the core concept of the event?
That was literally the core concept, which was let's support local startups and use our social networks to help promote their new products.
And then, but people come and these companies pitch?
No, they have tabletop demos.
Okay.
So
That's really fun.
it is
And
fun.
now everyone's going to come out again.
And
Interesting.
everyone's going to
You've
come
been
out again.
I don't know if you've heard about Super Connectors yet.
Mm-hmm.
The company that basically does an event where you bid your connections up on stage.
Yep. I
Have
have
you
heard
been?
about that. I have not been to
Oh.
one. I've only heard of it. Because
Oh,
I think when they started, somebody is like, Bobbie, you should check this out.
Well, I actually run the Sweden chapter. So
cool.
Shaena,
yeah.
say more about that. I'm curious
Yeah.
about that.
So it's a really interesting concept. It's based out of the Netherlands. It started there. So each startup is basically getting up to pitch for a critical connection, like an ask for who can you introduce me to? But it can be anything for like market access to talent, access to not necessarily funding, but just, like trying to get creative with like who's that one person that if someone were to open a door for you would help you. So they get up, they have 7 minutes, and in those 7 minutes, the host then basically says, this is the company, they do this. And then the person has to get up and give their why they're looking for this person. And then the last like 5 minutes is literally audience going into their phone, bidding their network up on screen, saying at what temperature they know them from cold all the way to flaming hot. And then the startup has to pick that one introduction that then gets facilitated. And this company's basically invented the technology that'll. Have you guys tried Boardie.ai yet?
No.
It's a Canadian company, but it's like taking North America by storm, or the world. But basically, it's an AI that you talk to, and if you say, "I want to meet someone that does this," it'll go through its network and introduce, and it'll track. But that's the same thing with super connectors.
Wow.
So if I'm the human super connector, and Erin, say you were the one pitching, you and I would get an email saying, "Time for you to have a chat. Like, let's take the conversation to the next level." So you'd be like, "I wanted to meet Richard Branson." Like, "Yeah, I have him in my back pocket. Like, let me get you connected." And then we track, like, did you meet the person? Did you have the meeting? Did you? And so, from what I can tell, they're one of the first companies in the world that's actually able to track connection all the way from introduction to the through line. And now they have this event that they're TEDx styling, working with partners all across the world to basically bring it, into more places.
It's
And
interesting
it's
because
so lively.
it was introduced to me as this is a European thing.
Mm.
And I noticed this is the first year I'm not going to South by Southwest in probably more than a decade, except for 2020, obviously, when it didn't
No one
happen.
went.
Right. No one went. But they are, I got an invitation to the Super Connectors that's going to be held, I guess it's out of the German group that's
Yep.
actually going to do it in Austin. So I'm very interested on whether this leads to a little explosion of super connectors in the US.
Well, absolutely. I
We'll
mean,
find
I
out.
know it will. It can, because so Alex, the founder, is definitely looking for the right people in the right places in order to, you need the person that has like the connector brain that, like, they need to find another me. Let's just say that. Anyway, but the other thing too is it's very curated, right? It's only like the events are meant to be small, like 50 to 70 people max.
It sounded like House of Genius to me, which
I
was
don't know
another
House of Genius.
which was another like small group, intimate, invite only dinner, looking for an ask and an offer. And it
Mm.
had a really interesting thing that I very much loved about it, which was if you didn't have anything new to add, but you liked what somebody else said, you would go +1. And it was so efficient. I just loved it. It's like,
And men were willing to do
Wow.
that?
yes, and it was part of it was part of the rules that they put in place up front. Don't repeat what somebody else said. Don't
That's
say it a
awesome.
different way. Just go +1 and move on. We don't have time for this repetition.
I love it's like
I love
upvoting in an
Yeah.
analog
I
way.
was
IRL
that's
upvoting.
exactly
Yeah.
So I'm finding all this interesting. The technology doing what at least the four of us for sure do naturally. Oh, you guys need to meet each other. Okay, let's make a connection. So for those people who are, and I always talk about networking with everything because, again, you can't reach your goals on your own. You need your people, and the more people you know, the more people you have in your tribe. Erin, you did not answer that "how do you wing better" question directly. So
Yeah, I mean, I think it's opportunity meets preparation, right? And sort of when you are out there building a business, like I am, for example, like I know what the value proposition is of what we are building. I know what it means to have a network of women who will support you, help you create strategy for your entrepreneurial vision, to help you find the right tools and techniques for growing your brand and your audience and your revenue online through content. Like I think what we miss when we are trying to do everything alone is both the winging it when it comes to connecting and the wing person definition. Shaena, I'm so into your double definition. So I'll answer it in the context of double winging. where it's like, you know what, you know your expertise, and you're ready to share it at any moment in any context. But also you're ready to play wing person to the other people in your world and in your life. And your impulse, in my mind, I think women do power with and not power over intuitively, instinctively. Like I'm really just seeing that, and winging for someone else feels really natural. So just coming to things with a spirit of generosity and how can I help you build and grow, by speaking, you're advocating for you, and then you advocating for me.
Mm-hmm.
I love the way you phrase that. It's the spirit of generosity. And frequently I will have 3 marketers in the same conversation. I will have 3 web designers. I will have 3 people doing exactly the same thing every now and then on one of these conversations. But a client for one is only a client for that one. Someone who's watching is going to connect with the person that they most feel speaks to them. There is no competition. It's only shining a light on each other's strengths.
Totally. And there's only one you. There's only one you. You're not replicable.
You're 100% not, but I just have like the other side of the coin here is just because, we're women in a network or whatever, it doesn't mean you have to refer somebody either.
No.
I think the power to say no, or I get a lot of people asking me for introductions, and there's 2 things. Number one is, can you prepare what you want me to say? And if they can't even put that effort in, that says a lot already. And the other thing too is, like, if I introduce you to them, will you follow up? Because that's really important for both sides of them, right? And that they will have a double opt-in. But like, there are times where you have to say no, right? Because so there's 2 different things, right? There's doing a recommendation, right? Like, oh, you do you. I think you're both amazing. You should work together. But then there's just doing an introduction, like a wing person introduction. You don't have to know the other person. You just have to remember what they said they did, and then why is it contextual to somebody else? So I think I just wanted to clarify. It's like, you don't have to help people just because, we're in the same ecosystem.
Just because we're all women or we're all whatever.
Exactly.
No, right. And you have to use your discretion.
Right?
And you also, I loved what you were talking about, the like how well you know someone. Like you're gonna care for your contacts and your relationships. Certainly coming out of entertainment, going from job to job, all I had really was, my taste, my experience, and my relationships. And so sometimes I would have bosses who would be very easily willing to have me burn those relationships, to like fuck up the deals and treat people disrespectfully. And then I would suffer, right? Because I opened that door, and there'd be bad repercussions for me. So using your discretion in terms of, how and who you connect, in what way, and at what intensity level, right? I often will send, I often will send an intro email that's just like, this is the reason I'm introducing you. Here's what this person is amazing at. This is why I think you should meet. Here's what this person's amazing at. This is why I think you should meet. I hope this is fruitful. Peace out. Like, I've
Wait
done
a minute.
it.
I want to
And-
ask.
Yeah.
Do you do double opt-in intros?
Yes.
Okay.
I do the homework.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's fair to land someone on someone else if they are not going
That's the
to be
worst.
receptive. It's not fair.
Have you ever had that happen to you at an event?
It's awful.
Oh, yeah.
When somebody passes somebody on you and you're like, I saw what you just did there.
Uncool.
No.
So we've got a couple other people watching live. Pam Barraway said, I love the concept of winging it together. Thank you, Pam. We also had Chris Stone earlier, who said, in extrovert, doing the virtual equivalent of waving his hands with a little arrow. And Harry Bond, who she does performance as well. Great mix of goddesses. So thank you all for.
She's not calling us a great mix of goddesses?
Yes, she's calling us.
I think she is.
Yes, she was calling us a great mix of goddesses.
Ooh, that sounds like a great book title.
Oh, I have every. you
Yeah, how many book
want the
titles do you have
list
in your
of?
book?
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Yeah. So thank you. So this is what she said earlier. I stumble upon life lessons every day. I've learned so much, even on stage, falling gracefully. And
Yeah.
I think that is the other thing is when you wing it, sometimes you succeed. Occasionally you do not. But you have to be out there if you want a chance of success, because apparently it does not come knocking on your door. You need to be ready, willing, and prepared to, and excited to be out there winging it. Because if you're not, then what's the point? That's actually my one rule for networking events is if you're not feeling it, you don't go, because you're not going to show up as your best self. What
Your
is the
energy
point?
will be on the bread.
It's like when you love what you do, it shows. When you don't love what you do, it really shows. So you need to be optimal in order to wing it best, as it were. I love all the different little slippery slope tangents we've been on. I would love, though, to leave everybody with some goals. So what is something anyone could do today, tomorrow, immediately to either get better at winging it or just get into winging it? Erin, what goal do you want to gift?
I'm a big fan of rehearsal. So just having been a theater girl growing up and coming from the world I come from, I love to write a short script, an elevator pitch, your bullet points, and memorize them, repeat them in the shower 1,000 times, and then go out into the world and practice. Rehearse. The more reps you put in, the better you're going to get at it, the easier it's going to be. So I think the goal is, can you lock your pitch down to 1 minute in the shower and then go and say it to 10 people in the next day?
Ooh, okay. That's a good one. What about you, Shaena?
Let's see here. One of my practical tips is I assume everybody here has LinkedIn, right?
What?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. What? So there's a game that I play on LinkedIn that I also love to teach. And let's see, Bobbie, I'll choose you. You're on this side to me, but I don't know where I am to everybody else. But we can play it live. We're going to guess how many connections we have in common on LinkedIn. Loser buys lunch, whatever city we're both in the next couple of years. I'm sure we'll be somewhere. But you have to guess how many connections. So normally one person gets a question first. And so I'd be like, okay, I learned a lot about you now. You've worked in PR, you're based in Boston or surrounding. I'm going to guess, and normally I'd say write your number down, because then when I say 32, you'll be like 33. But I'm going to guess that we have about 78 in common. That would be my guess. And now you can ask a question in return and guess your number.
So here's the thing. We've actually already previously connected.
Which is we can still play the game.
All right. And I did go to your LinkedIn, so
Oh, so
I
you know the
I had
answer.
already known.
Did you already see the
Yeah.
number? Did you already? Okay, what was our
65.
number?
Oh,
That was pretty
Ooh.
close.
that's
was
close.
Yeah.
But it's interesting when you play this game at an event and you go 65, whatever I guessed, when you start to look at your mutual connections, that's where stories get interesting. Because you'll be like, oh, how do you know so and so? And be like, oh, I went to high school with so and so. How do you know? Oh, they were my first boss. Whatever the story is, this is a scientific thing called triadic closure, right? Which means when you start to find mutual connections, depending on like the level of trust and whatnot, it also brings you and that new connection closer. So this is a really good tip that I talk about how to use LinkedIn to your advantage. And then win, lose, or draw, you come up with a great meeting, because technically I would have won, Bobbie.
Yes, absolutely. Because I would not have
Right? Since
I
you
would
cheated.
not have guessed. Well, I was like, wait a minute. I know her. Where do I know her from? LinkedIn.
So, but that's the fun part, right? Is that like now we have a lunch, and so I can follow up with you after. So great being on the podcast. Like, da 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 da. You owe me lunch. Ha 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 ha. I love steak and lobster. Like,
Okay, so I just checked because
but
I
this
was
is what I tell people about when
curious.
you network. You
So Erin, you and I have 22 in common. Shaena, you and I have 44. Anybody want to guess how many I have in common with Bobbie?
All of
200?
them.
285.
What? What were the guesses?
Oh, I said
All
all
of
of
them?
them.
All of them. Very close. What did you say, Shaena?
I said 200 and something. 232.
Yeah.
Off by about 100. 334 in common, she
Ooh.
said, in a move that surprises no one. Because I go to Speaker Friend Friday, which you do a West Coast version. I try and get there at least once a month. And we connect and develop those relationships. So if I were to guess, Bobbie, I didn't give it any thought, but I would have known it was in the hundreds easily.
Yeah, I mean, my initial guess was like 250.
Yeah.
Now,
But when you guys go through your mutual connections now, and you really start to go, that'll be really interesting because I bet you there's people that you guys both know in different contexts that you didn't realize.
most of them are probably going to be Innovation Women members. Would be my guess.
That would be my guess as
I have
well.
about 3,000 speakers on Innovation Women, a mailing list of about 25,000. So
Yeah.
people come to Speaker Friend Fridays. I've been hosting them for 6 years.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of a behemoth. Now, that said, I have a reporter in the Boston market who has been covering innovation for longer than I've been owning my own companies. And he and I have about 600 in common. I think that's the most in common I have with anybody.
Nice. I met someone recently. I had 998 in common.
Wow.
But this is what's also interesting too. I'm like, oh, do you know this person? No, I don't know them. Do you know this person? Oh, I don't know them. Whereas I send a note with everyone I connect with because that's our
Yeah.
meet cute for the rest of our LinkedIn relationship. Bobbie, I do have a question for you, but I know we're right at the hour. I just vibe coded a whole speaker platform using AI, so it's a double-sided marketplace. So I'd love to talk to you about your speaker. Yeah, I want to hear everything.
Love
Well,
to chat.
you will all be, actually, you're all in the meeting, the Google Invite together, but tomorrow I will send the recap and the replays and you'll all be on the same emails. And I did just a spot check. Some of the people we have in common, Bobbie, are from people I met through Social Media Examiner and Social Media Marketing World. We have a couple common people in LA that I had no idea we were connected with. So, we're just a salad of a lot of different people from the different areas of my life, but that's how we roll. And a lot of them are people you've been on panels with on GoalChat Live. So we've got those as well. And Bobbie, what goal are you gifting?
+1 to everything that Shaena and Erin said.
+1 to you too.
Okay, but that's not a goal.
Institute +1. Yeah.
All right. My introvert buddies, this is for you. Pick up the microphone, get comfy with public speaking because it is the best thing you can do for yourself, your business, your career. So it's always my favorite goal to gift people.
And what about us extroverts?
Oh, you extroverts have already probably got it covered.
I don't feel like I do. I mean, I have done a ton of panels. I've done a ton of panels in my previous professional life, but I've never done, and I was an actor and I had one-person shows and stuff. But as far as the next level of actually trying to pursue the speaker circuit, I'm intimidated by that. And I've got my shit together. Yeah.
Come hang out at Speaker Friend Fridays. Yeah. Everybody's welcome.
I'm going to come hang out there now.
Nobody has to be a member or anything like that. You can just show up.
Okay.
Also, if you need a good speaker coach, I have some of the best. Nice. If you ever want to do your public speaking debut.
I think I just need some hand holding.
Well, you know what? The next West Coast Speaker Friend Friday is a week from Friday. and we will go together.
Okay.
And it'll be fun.
Or you can get up at god awful
God-
o'clock and come and hang out with me at 9:15 Eastern.
Oh my God.
And you're like, okay, yeah, I'll go with Deb week after next. I could see it in your eyes. I will tell you, and this is so true about the you don't need to be a member, because I think I joined, like, I had been doing the clubhouses with Bobbie, and then you started doing the Zooms. And then one day I go, I'm so proud of myself. I officially joined. And Bobbie's like, you mean you weren't a member?
It's okay.
When you're in the world, you're in the world. Well, and that's just how we roll. I think I was hitting, it was like my reward for hitting a deadline or something goal oriented.
I'm a reward. I like that.
You are a reward and a treat. You know, this has been, and
At
this,
least I'm not a treasure. Because you know what they
You're
do with
goddess as
treasures?
well.
they bury them.
They bury them.
Well, I had made
But I'm bum.
the year that I met Bobbie it was the fall of 2020, and our mutual friend Keith Spiro said, Deb, if you want to be talking, you need to hang out with Bobbie. So I did. But that was my goal that year, because that was the year your goal guide came out in January 2020. And now I'm like, great, I'm going to do all this speaking this year. And then boom, pandemic. So I think that taught everybody, whether you like to wing it or not, you had to. But these are skills that you develop, and the more that you do them, the better you are at showing up in any and every situation. And that's how you grow your business, but also how you spread the knowledge and help more people. Okay, friends, where can people learn more about you? Bobbie?
Innovationwomen.com.
Easy peasy. Okay, and Shaena, where can people learn more about you?
Wingpeople.io.
Excellent. And Erin?
You might have guessed this. Broadcollective.com.
I love the consistency of everything. I am at the Deb Method everywhere. And if you go to thedebmethod.com/blog, you can watch the replay, get the recaps, watch all of the shows. And if you want to learn more about my love and enthusiasm for book proposals, go to thebookproposalexpert.com. And if you need help on your goals, you can grab a copy of 52 Secrets and or your goal guide at your favorite place to buy books. I am live every Friday, every Monday. Gosh, what day is it? I told you. I am actually very impressed that this is the first flub I've had, because it's been that kind of day. Good day. Love this. Anyway, I am live every Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. You can also subscribe to GoalChat, which is on the Marketing Podcast, on your favorite place to get your podcast. We are here for the inspiration, motivation to get you going on your goals. Friends, what final thought do you want to leave people with today? Shaena, final thought?
Oh, I'm going to get sleep. So that was my final thought. But my final thought for everybody else is have a wonderful day.
Okay. Erin, final thought?
You probably know everything you already need to know, so don't be afraid to wing it.
Ah, that was
Great
a good one.
I swear I'd have something more smart if I wasn't so tired.
It's really
And
late for you.
Bobbie, what final thought do you want to? What final thought do you have?
It's after 8, which is way past my bedtime too. So, all I can say is final thought is let's ditch the whole shift to daylight savings time in North America. Who's with me?
Well,
Yes.
actually, today is, and I posted this in my food
It's super
group.
beautiful here today. We're so
Yeah,
happy about
It's
it.
gorgeous here too.
Yeah.
It was 60 something degrees, and
Yes.
it's melting the 2 feet of snow in my yard.
But today is actually National Take a Nap Day.
Oh, I'm seeing John to
apparently,
tell me to go to sleep.
Yes.
yeah,
Thank you, John.
not all
Shayna's like,
holidays.
please stop. I must go.
Thank you. Allow me to wrap up.
As we say in television.
Thank you, Shaena, Erin, Bobbie, for joining me today. Thank you for tuning in and for embracing your inner winging it person. I'm Debra Eckerling. This has been GoalChat Live or GoalChat, depending on what you're watching. Wing it. Go out there and go for it, because we know you can do it. And guess what? You do too. Thanks, everyone.